What's up, good people? Mount Mojo here. I'm on another adventure. Had a good adventure with my wife today. Took her out on the Potomac, Point of Rocks. So now I'm gonna do a little overnighter, heading up to Little Orleans, reserve my spot. I'm actually not gonna camp at Green Ridge, but I'm gonna camp at 15 Mile Creek. So you have to reserve that. So yep, that's where I'm headed. Got the kayak. Well, I got my single kayak. The tandem one is a beast. That thing is a monster. So got my single kayak and got my bike. So I'll give me a little 24-hour adventure in. This is Mount Mojo out. All right, made it to Belgrove. Let's see what we got here. Well, normally I wait, but there's an ice cream spot here. You know I love ice cream, so Mount Mojo out. Got my ice cream. Round 2. I'm back at the scene of the crime from the last time that storm came through. So, well, yeah, back at site number 2. All right, Mount Mojo out. Sleeping in the hammock tonight. Just putting up the fly. So, site number 2 at 15 Mile Creek Campground in Little Orleans. Got to register and pay for it. It's 20 bucks a night. All right, Mount Mojo out. Home sweet home for the night. It's gonna be a nice chill night to sleep outdoors. There you go. I'm sure the river was packed today. It was definitely packed at Point of Rocks. And when I had left, the parking lot was filled to the rim, even on the outskirts of the park. Yeah, so anyway, all right, Mount Mojo out. It's like I'm at a drive-in theater or a drive-in movie. One of my favorite 1985 movies is on Pluto tonight. Fright Night. About to light a fire up.
High school. Well, never hurts to plan ahead. Oh, Amy, will you remind your mother we are playing poker at her house this weekend? Yes, Mrs. Bruce.
Road yards. Details are pending, awaiting notification of next of kin. Thank you, Miss.
This is my kind of camping. Unless it's a B&B. Ha ha! Woo, baby. Woo-wee. Rain's coming down. We're gonna see how this we'll see how this hammock tarp works. Oh man, I don't see nothing out here, man. Well, I'm not getting wet, so that's good. All right, Mount Mojo back to sleep. Woo. Rise and shine, people. Trying to get that morning ride in. All right, mile 141, just before, well actually when you pass 15 Mile Creek, that's where the mile marker is, 141. It rained pretty good last night, so as you see, this part of the trail is kind of old school. All right, there's a Potomac. October 2013, I'll never forget it. I had a canoe and I wanted to do a trip from Cumberland and go as far as I can. So it was getting near dark. I could not remember how far Bill's place was, but so I'm like, well, I'm hearing these rapids, and I was a little nervous. Like I said, it was near dark. It was hard to see, so I took this split right here and went left, and then went down. And at the end of this island, there was this log hanging out, and I could not maneuver it or stop the canoe, and it flipped me over. Oh my goodness. Lost the canoe, went underwater. Back when I had a Nextel phone, everything was soaked, man. No water boxes or nothing. And I started getting on the towpath and just running down the towpath, and I finally saw 15 Mile Creek Campground. And thank God Bill's was open. And that's actually when Bill was still alive. Woo, had to call Andrew's Rescue Service, man. Boy, did I get lucky. Man, it got cold. Yeah, it rained pretty good last night. Like I said, it rained pretty good on and off. I was like, and I'm in the same spot where that cyber burst came through. So go figure. But at least that didn't happen. It feels a little humid right now. I mean, it's like chilly, but it's weird. But it's like a humid. I don't know. I don't get it. So I feel like it's gonna be a hot one today. Well, good morning, Mr. Box Turtle. How you doing? Getting your morning breakfast on somewhere, huh? All right, I'm not gonna stop too long because when it gets wet on these trails, the mosquitoes get hungry. I'm gonna keep it moving. All right, here we are, just before the old Western Maryland Railroad trestle up there. I think that's bridge number 4. This is where a lot of people self-shuttle. So if you're on the towpath to get here, it'll take you about 3 miles. And there's a trail up there. You can bring your car right there with your kayak, canoe, tubes, all that. And up there is actually the old Western Maryland Rail Trail. So if you go up there and walk it straight to Bill's, it's only 20 minutes. And so that's what a lot of people do is they'll drop their stuff off here and they'll park back towards Bill's and walk back because it's only 20 minutes. But it'll be like a 3-hour float from here back to the boat ramp at 15 Mile Creek. So that's my plan today if the weather holds off. Mount Mojo out. Yeah, actually, I might do that on the way back. I might cut here to show you. Wish I'd been on that trail before, but why not? All right, let's go. Yeah, there's the end of the Western Maryland Rail Trail right there. Ain't nothing like the real thing, baby.
Best served beside or inside your sandwich. Whatever makes you happy. Lay's. What joy tastes like. Tap the banner to buy now and complete your lunch with Lay's.
Good baby deer. Hop along. Well, they got a few of these benches out here. Not like most trails. A little too far. But this, what's that? Too far and too far in between. Whatever the hell it is. Mile marker 144. Oh, here you go. Adam's favorite trail. That's the red trail. Green Ridge. Right there. Adam loves that trail. Yeah, so you could backpack the Green Ridge. I think it's like 41 miles, and this is part of it, heading towards Old Town. So, and then it cuts up through the woods, and it's like red, green, orange, and then on the other side of the mountains is like a blue and purple trail. But to do the loop, you stay on red, green, and orange. Well, coming up on this campground, we've camped here before. On a kayak trip, get an overnighter. Doesn't look like anybody's here. Devil's Alley. Nope, nobody's there. Oh, people across the river camping. Ah, I can't see them. Damn it. Yeah, there's about 5 canoes over there. So, a little camping trip on the river. All right. So part of this Green Ridge Loop, if you go counterclockwise, you get on the trail. Okay, so got cut off. I forgot. The C&O portion of the Green Ridge Loop is the Brown Trail, and it's like 17 miles of it. So when you, if you do counterclockwise, you'll come into Old Town, and then start hiking back towards 15 Mile Creek. But man, that, you see what I'm saying? It's just like it feels like the longest walk ever when you hike the C&O. It's just, I don't know. I can't even imagine having to be one of those mule tour guides or whatever back in the day, man. You had to walk with the mule towing that boat. My God, it must have taken forever. It's quiet out here, but the sun is poking out, so that's a good sign. And one thing between Bill's and I don't even know how, maybe past, maybe up to not Camp Springs, Spring Gap, cell service is probably 0. I have 1 bar right now, but it kind of goes in and out to SOS mode. But if you're going to do a river trip, there are shuttle services around here. You can plan a trip. You can either get dropped off at Paw Paw. So Paw Paw to Bill's, well, 15 Mile Creek is about 25 miles. Bonds Landing is about 9 miles. And that number 3 bridge, obviously, it's about 3 miles of river. So back to 15 Mile Creek. But yeah, it's pretty good float. I've done it a few times and camped out a few times. I think our longest trip was back in the day. We went from well, I went from Cumberland to Bill's till I flipped my boat. But with my dad, I did a trip back in '84. We went from Cumberland to Hancock until we ran out of food. Because we had no money. And then I think it was James, Steve, and I don't know, I guess maybe it was us 3, I don't remember. But we went from Bonds Landing to Brunswick. That's where I almost lost my life in Harper's Ferry. 3rd time's a charm, man. Ooh, I got lucky in that. That's a dangerous little area there. That's a different story to tell. Are they turkeys? I don't know. Maybe they are turkeys. Stick pile. Damn, it's quiet out here. Something up in those woods. It's making a lot of noise. I think it's stealth, but it was big. All right, made it to the entrance of Bonds Landing. So the way you come in that way from Green Ridge and Bonds Landing, there's a bunch of campsites down here, but you have to register with Green Ridge State Forest headquarters. So, and I think it's still $10 a night, and we can take a ride down there. I'll show you the boat ramp. There you go. Obtain permits. Whew. All right, let's go check out the boat ramp. a good float. Like I said, it's about 9 miles. There might be people camping back there, but the other sites are down here, and I know cell service is not that good, or you have none. But it's funny, back in the day I had a 78 Chevy C10 single cab, and I was backing up the truck, had the kayaks in, and the ramp was wet, and it was back when we still had Kobe the Barbarian. And me and Andrew, that truck started. I couldn't. The brakes were just, you know, they were disc brakes, man. They were old school, and then they were just locking up. And I was just sliding on back, man. She's about to jump out the truck. I was like, "Come on, man." I was like, "The water's not only like a foot deep." All right, so these porta pots, man. I don't know. I mean, C&O's probably got some of the worst. I mean, I was in one yesterday at Point of Rocks. Oh my God! And I get it. It's popular. You get a lot of people, but I mean, it looked like somebody went in there and just completely destroyed it from the toilet to the walls, man. I was like, come on. Whew. And then I go to these other parks, you know, like Pennsylvania, hit these other trails, and the restrooms are all clean and maintained, and like, man, what is going on, man? Like, ooh, I can smell that thing from here too, boy. Ooh, I ain't going in there. Yep, I think because of school's back in session, seems like a lot of these sites I passed don't have anybody at them. It looks like we got another box turtle. What's up, buddy? Out for a stroll. Somebody doing makeshift camping. When you run out of light, you just say, screw it. So coming up on this railroad trestle, there's a tunnel on the other side, along with the little back roads and stuff to get to Vines, and just tour all different parts of the park. But it's neat. If you've never been to Green Ridge, it's pretty cool. You hit all these back roads and off-road trails like this, and over 100 campsites, a couple of group sites, some historic grave sites, overlooks. So yeah, I mean, got hiking, biking, you know, got the Potomac River, got everything you need right here, man, right here. All right, folks. So we ran into some people last year. They hiked over the tunnel, over the Paw Paw Tunnel, and they were continuing on down to C&O, not realizing the tunnel was actually back that way. So they should have hooked a left right when you got here. And obviously, let's say 2 miles of steep and strenuous trail. So now, would that make any sense? They should have the sign, another sign on the back of that saying, U-turn to the tunnel, you know? And then a sign right there that says Paw Paw that way as well. You know, I get it, like right there, but you'd be surprised. A lot of people really don't read signs. Anyway, I'm almost at the Paw Paw. That was my goal today, to get there. There she be. I see somebody with a headlamp walking through. I'm not going through. I've done this so many times. I just want to ride here and take a break, and I'll turn around and head back to my camp. I like sitting right here. It's really quiet and peaceful. All right. Oh yeah. I'm telling you that one time Bill and I came through here and I was ahead. I could have swore I saw a ghost. 2 people. It was like 2 people walking, like shadow. I don't know. It's just weird. Anyway. Then again, it could have been my mind playing tricks on me. All those people across the river that were camping there, I don't know if they're Mennonites or Amish. But yeah, they're all sitting out there like they're in church. But yeah, they're on here kayaks, I'm sorry, canoes, camping out, so that's pretty wild. Huh. Wow, all right. I'll take the shortcut. Hit the Western Maryland Rail Trail from here. Home sweet home.